So thanks. So we had a quick turnaround with some time off for Veterans Day. Thank you to all of our veterans. We had the end of the first quarter and the start of the second quarter happen during this past 2 weeks since our last board meeting. We also had an extremely busy and successful Superintendent's Conference Day. We started the day in here with everyone in the district who answers phones, and we did safety training with them on handling different types of calls that might come into the district and what the appropriate protocols and responses would be to handling and managing those calls. And then our buildings worked on their building level goals. So BRS was provided training on writing standards, on guided reading, and on the workshop model. And the middle school spent time working with the differentiated instruction consultant. They learned about student-driven differentiation and how to design and implement differentiated instruction. And the high school worked on their communications goal. They learned about communication strategies, tools and techniques for successful communication and teachable skills in oral presentations. We have our first extended day coming up on Thursday, and it will be an extension of the work that was done on building level goals. So BRS, ironic to talk about, is having their teachers do presentations that other teachers can choose to go to on technology tools in ELA. So again, just like a connection and how kind of topics can come full circle to us in the involvement of technology around the school district. And same thing will happen for the middle school and the high school continuation on the building level goals in different formats than what took place on Tuesday. One of the things our teachers really value is the opportunity to collaborate with one another and learn from one another. So we are using the time on the extended day to provide them that opportunity to further along their knowledge, understanding, and application, building lessons and designs, not just learning from each other, but actually going in and using it to advance their own lessons and strategies that they're using in their classrooms. So we're excited about that for Thursday. Lastly, we have in athletics, we have an ongoing, seemingly fall season for two of our teams. We've had an incredibly successful fall season. Our girls cross country team earned second place in the state championship. We had a male runner also win and place in the top 10 in the state. And on Friday, our girls swim team will compete and try to advance for the competition on Saturday for the states. And our football team will also compete on Friday. So on top of all of this, we have the start of the winter sports season. So the converging of the two is certainly happening. We certainly have a lot to be proud of going on in our district. So thank you.
Thank you so much. Any questions?
Yeah, actually, just a quick question. The high school communication, is that communication building skills from the teacher to the student, or teaching the students how to communicate? Like, what does that mean?
It's a little bit of both.
All of it.
Yeah, so, you know, I was fortunate to spend time in all three buildings on Tuesday during the conference day. They had different workshops. Some of them were like foundational workshops that everybody went to, and then other ones were like self-selected depending upon where you were. So different personnel in the district did different workshops for different folks. But it's I would say it's more like 360 communication. It's teachers are looking at their own communication
to each other
with their students, and then also looking at direct instruction for how to improve things that every classroom would look for in terms of oral presentations, written, you know, so many different ways. And the main session was all of the different ways that you're communicating. And so it's everything from your nonverbal to your verbal, to your written, so a lot of different ways to think about it, and then the application to the role of the teacher or whatever role they're serving in the district. So they're really looking at it from a lot in every
great.
sort of different way. And if you remember, it's because communication is one of the 5 C's in 21st century learning.
Sure.
So they're doing a really deep dive and looking at it from multiple
great.
angles.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just one other point.
Yeah, go.
So the cross-country team is continuing. Their season's not done.
Oh my gosh, Dan Iorio is.
So two of our athletes actually qualified for Feds that take place on this Saturday. So now, instead of competing against just your class, they compete against all classes in New York State.
Okay, so
Wow.
clarify. So girls cross country.
I'm treading on a very low amount of knowledge on this.
Well, then together we might.
So the cross-country team
Second
finished
place
second place in the
in
state.
in our class.
In our class.
In our class. Yes.
But Clara Schingler
Yeah.
finished 5th in that race, and Alex Searle finished 9th in his race.
Right.
Which means that they qualify now to go to Feds, which is
Okay.
all of New York State, regardless of class.
Oh, okay.
And I'll
Thank
get
you.
emails correcting me if I'm wrong. If they do well in that, then they go to nationals
Okay.
Wow.
and compete against the country.
Okay, great.
So they're
Thank
still
you.
going. They're still
Okay,
going.
thank you.
And it's getting cold.
I'll tell Mr. Iorio
They're gonna
about
be
his
faster.
report.
Yeah,
Yeah.
get out from the cold.
It's a good thing to have to keep track of all of this,
Yes,
by
it
the
is.
way.
Yeah.
So, and
Amazingly
apologies if any
successful.
of it was said wrong, so, go ahead.
Thanks for that.